Hello everyone and welcome to another Marvel Rivals lore video. So as previously mentioned, there are so many timelines and different multiverses connected to this story. Now while I do believe there are one-off timelines, for example, the Sorceress Supreme Wanda, the main two timelines is present-day Doom's timeline and the 2099 Doom's timeline. Now I don't know exactly if this is simply just present and future, but rather they might be different timelines altogether. So for example, the present timeline could have a 2099 future that is similar, but it's not the 2099 timeline we know, and vice versa. The 2099 timeline we know could have its own present timeline, which is basically that universe's past. As for the Mosaic timeline, aka Asgard or Yggdrasil, I'm not sure if it's its own separate timeline or if it's a part of the present timeline, but just a different realm. So if you know more than I do, be sure to comment and help out the community. Regardless of all that, for the next few videos that I'm going to release, they all take place in the 2099 dimension, or timeline. Our first story that takes place in the 2099 dimension is Tokyo 2099. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So earlier in my Prelude New York video, in the present timeline, we briefly touch up on how Spider-Man was approached by a woman claiming to be called Spider-Zero. Link for that video will be in the description or at the top of this video. So we'll learn more about Spider-Zero in Penny Parker's lore entry, Tokyo by Night. It sure would be easy to be sad, thought Penny Parker, as she climbed out of the hot springs and got ready for her next patrol. She lost her parents, a guy named Doom is messing up timelines, the web of life and destiny is being ruined, and she was in Tokyo and was set to miss every event at school back in New York. She spent a lot of time working on her dad's spider mech and in his lab. She got bit by a radioactive spider to follow in her father's footsteps. She is linked to Spider Mech, fighting bad guys and protecting not just Tokyo, but all of space and time. Now there was Chronovium. She didn't know what it is or what it does. She'd run experiments and determined it was crystallized time, but that didn't help her much. One day a Doombot went to attack the web of life and destiny. The Master Weaver never noticed, but Penny did. She defended the web. She thought to herself, still, did Doom, either Doom, ever run out of those things? I suspect not, a familiar voice said by her side. It was the Master Weaver. Hey, Penny said. Did you just read my mind? Not exactly. I sensed vibrations in the web, and they suggested to me what you were thinking. Penny then asked about Chronovium, and Master Weaver explained it's a part of the web now. The Master Weaver moved to another part of the web. Penny decided to take her questions to Spider-Zero, the Master Weaver's apprentice. She also wanted to know if they thought Doom would eventually attack the web. Spider-Zero was writing things on paper and sticking them onto the Chronovium that was on the web. Hey, Penny called. What are you writing? A message to another version of myself, Spider-Zero said. How do you know where to find other versions of yourself? That's the part Master Weaver is trying to teach me, Spider-Zero said. I can listen in on an infinite number of other worlds and futures. Sometimes I can even... She made a conducting motion with her hands, influenced them a little. Spider-Zero sent away more Doombots through portals. They had to prepare for not just Doombots, but other villains that may travel through time and dimensions, and even Doom himself. If you read deeper into the lore entry, we learn there's a slight disagreement between the Master Weaver and Penny Parker. Spider-Man now expands on this. Now that there are more heroes to defend in New York, this brings us to the Web Warriors gallery card. Hey kids, Spidey here. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, and that's coming from a guy who swings around New York City on the web and fights villains and vampires all night long. So I finally took Spider-Zero up on her offer and hopped through a portal, mostly because she just wouldn't take no for an answer. And where did I end up? In Tokyo, which sounds kinda cool at first, right? But it wasn't the Tokyo of my world. Nope, that'd be too easy. Instead, it's Tokyo of the year 2099. As if web swinging 75 years into the future wasn't already strange enough, there seemed to be some sort of Spider-Man cosplay convention going on. Seriously, check this out. There's a girl named Penny in her high-tech spider-bot, a Spidey with a spiked mohawk and a guitar who is like a billion times cooler than I could ever be, a low-effort Spidey who kinda looks like he forgot his costume at home, oh, and of course, the aforementioned Spider-Zero, who organized this little shindig. Why'd she bring us here? Well, she says that the multiverse is in grave danger, Isn't it always? And the only way that we can hold things together is by mending a massive rift in space and time that is shredding the web of life and destiny. You know, the cosmic network of threads that connects all dimensions. So she took a field trip across a few realities and gathered herself a crew of experts when it comes to spinning strong webs. You can call us the web warriors. Or maybe the spider fighters, the Arachnites. I don't know, it's still a work in progress. Anyway, we're all on board with Zero's plan. I mean, usually I try to stick to my own turf, but if we can pull this off, we'll end up saving a lot of friendly neighborhoods. And that works for me. The whole thing sounds like an easy win. But, and this is a but bigger than the rhinos, there's something working against us. Kinda. See, Zero's former mentor, a spider-legged creeper called the Master Weaver, is supposed to be the guy that the universe chose to protect the web of life and destiny. Apparently he's gone rogue and has decided that he's going to try to use the temporal energy from the rift to strengthen the web of life and destiny, even if it means putting Tokyo and all of its citizens in unfathomable levels of danger. And that's just not how we Spideys roll. Or swing. You know what I mean. The Master Weaver banished Zero from his fancy little spider islands for having a different and slightly more sane opinion. So now it's up to our scrappy little cluster of spiders to patch up a giant hole in the sky before the web of life and destiny unravels. And all of reality follows. Piece of cake, right? See? I told you it was going to sound weird. This entry tells us more about the Master Weaver, a character that should be an ally, but he infused Chronovium with the web of life and destiny without thinking about the consequences that it might cause. This is what the Spider Islands missions and matches revolve around. On one side, we're tasked with helping repair the web of life and destiny. On the other hand, you can help the Master Weaver alter the web. So currently that is all the lore with the Spider-Verse in the year 2099. I'm sure that Rivals isn't done expanding on this part of the story yet, so we'll just see what all else is to come. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, comment down below, and help support me, and be on the lookout for more videos.